Settle in, traveler. Let the day loosen its grip on you now. Let your shoulders fall, your jaw unclench, your breath slow until it finds a rhythm that feels natural again. The fire in my hearth burns low tonight, embers glowing softly beneath a veil of ash. The kettle rests nearby, still warm, releasing the faintest whisper of steam. Outside these walls, the world continues on its restless path, but in here, time has learned to move more gently. I am the keeper of stories, and you have found your way to the quiet hearth. That alone tells me you are tired in the best possible way. You do not need to do anything else now. Just listen. There is a place in the Everwarm lands where winter forgets itself. A valley where snow cannot linger, no matter how fiercely it falls beyond the hills. Where rivers continue their patient movement, never locked in ice. Where the ground remains soft beneath wandering feet, and the air holds warmth like a memory it refuses to release. Many believe such places are myths, invented to comfort travelers who fear the cold. But I have walked there, and beneath that valley, unseen and undisturbed, something ancient rests, something whose presence is felt more than seen, something whose quiet work has shaped the land for centuries simply by remaining at peace. Long ago, I took a road north into colder country. I carried no map marked with treasure, no promise of reward. I followed only a rumor, a half-spoken tale passed between travelers who warmed their hands at shared fires and lowered their voices when they spoke of it. The plains gave way to hard ground. Frost traced white lines along stone and root. Trees grew sparse, their branches bare and reaching as though remembering warmer days. Each step carried me farther from comfort and closer to stillness. The silence out there had weight to it, the kind that settles into your bones and slows your thoughts. The cold has a sound if you listen carefully. It is not loud, it does not howl unless invited. Instead it presses inward, smoothing the world until even your breath feels too sharp. Wind slid across the land like a careful hand. My lantern burned steady but dimmer, as if even flame wished to conserve itself. And beneath that vast hush, I heard it again, a sound so deep it was almost feeling rather than hearing, a slow murmur, a long measured breath moving through stone. The frost hills rose ahead, pale and patient. Snow coated their slopes in gentle curves. My boots crunched softly with each step, the sound swallowed quickly by the cold air. The climb was steady, unhurried. I let my pace slow naturally, matching the rhythm of my breathing. And that murmur returned, never closer, never louder, just constant, like something enormous resting beneath the land, entirely unconcerned with my presence. Near the crest of the highest hill, something changed. The wind softened, losing its edge. My breath no longer stung my throat. The air felt kind. And then came the scent. Earth, warm stone, green things growing where they should not. I stopped, lantern held still, and listened again. The sound beneath the ground felt closer here, not louder, just more certain. I took another step and my boot sank slightly, not into snow, into soil. Dark, soft earth, warm to the touch. At my feet, a single blade of grass pushed upward, vibrant and alive, trembling gently as if aware it was being seen. I lifted my gaze. Before me lay the valley, cradled in mist and quiet warmth. Trees stood full and patient. A river curved through the land like a silver ribbon laid gently across green cloth. Behind me was winter. Ahead of me was rest. As I descended, the cold loosened its hold. Warmth touched my face, subtle and steady. Mist drifted lazily around my legs, rising from the ground as though the earth itself were exhaling. Each breath I took felt easier than the last. The valley did not announce itself. It welcomed quietly, as though it had been expecting me all along. The sounds here were close and comforting. Water murmured over stone. Birds called softly from the trees, untroubled by my passing. Leaves rustled without urgency. I saw deer grazing calmly, their movements unhurried. Small creatures moved along the riverbank unconcerned, as if the world had never been anything but kind. Time slowed, or perhaps I finally did. What struck me most was the warmth. It did not gather in patches, it did not fade in shadow. Everywhere felt the same, evenly, patiently warm. I knelt and placed my palm against the ground. The earth welcomed the touch. The warmth came from below, not from the sun, not from fire, from depth. Beneath my hand something moved, not shifting, not stirring, but pulsing, a rhythm, slow, steady, like a heartbeat heard through layers of stone and time. I remained still, breathing with it. As evening approached, the valley did not cool. Instead, it gathered its warmth closer, like a blanket drawn up against the night. I rested beneath an old tree and made no fire. None was needed. The mist thickened and the world softened. Sleep came gently. The night breathed. Mist rose and fell in long, slow waves. Grass bent without wind. The river sang quietly to itself, and beneath it all something exhaled. The sound was not meant to be heard, only felt. I dreamed of stone and depth, of warmth older than flame, of scales worn smooth by centuries of rest. I dreamed of a vast form curled beneath the land, unmoving, untroubled. In the dream, the valley rested atop a colossal shape, a dragon, ancient, immense, peaceful. Its breath warmed the soil, its sleep sustained the land. Morning arrived softly, dew shimmered on grass. The warmth remained unchanged. The valley had not borrowed warmth, it was given it. I wandered deeper, guided by the land itself. No paths marked the way, yet my steps felt certain. Everything here moved with quiet intention, as though the valley remembered how to be cared for. I found the stone marker half buried in moss. Weathered symbols spoke of age and patience. At its base, a simple warning: do not dig, do not wake it, let the valley rest. Curiosity led me onward, softly. The earth grew warmer, mist thickened. The rhythm beneath my feet felt stronger here. A gentle hill rose before me, too smooth, too round, like a sleeping shoulder beneath grass and stone. At its peak stood a circle of stones. At the center lay a single dark rock, smooth and warm. I placed my hand upon it. Warmth flowed into my palm, and beneath it, a heartbeat, slow, vast, alive. I withdrew my hand. Some guardians protect by remaining unseen, some by remaining asleep. Small creatures crossed the hillside calmly. They followed paths that did not scar the land. They understood the agreement. The valley protected the dragon protected the valley. Balance was kept through rest. Before leaving, I placed a smooth stone beside the river, a quiet thank you. As I climbed back toward the frost hills, warmth faded gradually. Cold returned, but it no longer felt cruel. Some guardians stand watch, others protect by sleeping deeply. This dragon guarded the world by resting. Now I sit again at the quiet hearth. The embers glow, the kettle sighs, the fire breathes. Breathe in, slowly. Breathe out, softly. Let yourself rest. The dragon sleeps, and you may too. If you find yourself not quite ready to leave the fire, there is another tale waiting for you. It rests just nearby, quiet and unhurried. You may click it now and let the story carry you a little further into rest.